In today's episode, landmass changes, a Mandela Hitch Slap, white sun radiation and its effects and impacts on life on this planet, demonic soup, and people with two brains. Okay, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is real and what is illusion? Who is a prisoner? The man in shackles? Or the man who will not let his imagination run free? I designed this capsule not to answer those questions, but to ask them once again. And for that, I will need a collaborator. One of you.
Hello, friend. What I'm about to tell you is not a secret. The reason for this communication is to tell you that you don't remember things the way that they were. Your recollection is different than what is real. Something in our reality is not right. This video addresses some of these concerns and has come to several conclusions. Today we discuss landmass changes, a Mandela Hitch Slap, white sun radiation and its effects and impacts, demonic soup, and people with two brains. What is reality? Reality is governed by laws, right? Physical laws, tangible evidence that something is indeed real by conventional standards. But what is law? Is it not truth, or considered to be true, or that which is factual? Is that which is true to you true to me? Is this why laws are breakable? Because everything is relevant and irrelevant at the same time. Alaska. Rugged, untamed, and expansive, known for its unparalleled beauty, its wide variety of native wildlife, and extreme conditions. But the very state of Alaska itself has changed, and so has Greenland, land masses growing at an alarming rate. The size of Alaska and Greenland have apparently been affected in this timeline. As you most likely have realized, anomalies are increasing at an exponential rate and is becoming more and more apparent. Government disclosure must be imminent due to the expanding knowledge of our dimensional shift. Conflicting residual evidence is turning up in large numbers. For example, I noticed that the state of Alaska had seemed huge on a map at a friend's church I was visiting. I mentioned it to him, and he seemed a bit confused. I had always thought it was just a bit bigger than Texas, not almost half the size of our country. When I went to Google Earth to confirm my findings, I was even more confused by what I saw. It didn't resemble anything that I had remembered our globe to look like. So, I had an older physical globe from the year 2000. And I felt very vindicated by what I had found. Not only was Alaska the size I remembered, but so was Greenland. Now, I had to take the globe apart to see the entire landmass of Greenland, but I can guarantee you one thing. It was much different than the landmass that we know today as Greenland. Then there is Google Earth's blue marble. When you look on the map of the United States, which includes Canada and Alaska, the position of Alaska seems way different. It juts up more north than west. It looks very odd in comparison to maps and satellite images floating around on the web. According to Alaska.org, you could fit Texas into Alaska twice, 2 times. Alaska is much bigger than Texas, California, and Montana combined. Alaska is also far-flung, 3.1 times wider from east to west, and 1.9 times taller from north to south than Texas. This is what Alaska looks like in scale, superimposed over the mainland of the United States. Personally, I do not remember Alaska being this large in comparison to the United States mainland. What I do remember is Alaska being just a little bit bigger than Texas. What do you remember? Let me know in the comments below. I am eager to read your thoughts on this subject. Topic 2. Hitchens, Lion and the Lamb. Amongst those in the know, a hitch slap is a very specific act, delivered by a very specific person, Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens was known for his quick wit, his scathing rebukes, and a memory like a steel trap. In a world where you cannot recall mistakes or your argument would be completely dismantled, Hitchens was the king at recalling facts. His prowess and cunning on the debate floor left many of his opponents thinly sliced and left for dead on the debate stage. In the debate, Is There an Afterlife?, Christopher Hitchens begins discussing some of the redeeming values of Jewish faith with Rabbi Shmuley Botek, when he makes a curious quote. Listen closely to what he says.
Such as the little child leading the predator, or in some versions the lion lying down with the lamb. You remember Woody Allen says, well, maybe the lion will lie down with the lamb, but the lamb won't get much sleep.
Or in some versions, the lion lying down with the lamb. There is no version of the lion laying down with the lamb. It is the wolf. See, this is the curious thing about the Mandela Effect. It seems that not only people are crossing over from one dimension to the next, it also seems that items can pass the threshold. So what does this mean? It means that the Mandela Effect, or quantum shifting, is not something that is only affecting memory. It is affecting singular items as well, such as data. An example could be along the lines of saying something like, my computer and all of its contents, including its memory, made the shift, but my desk did not. Which could account for some anomalies, such as this Hitchens quote. But this piece of residual evidence is challenging to debunk. You be the judge, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Topic 3, the white sun. After this video, you may want to limit your time in the sun. Many of you have noticed that the sun seems different. The color of the sun has changed from yellow to white. And many of you think it's because of our shift of our place in our galaxy. And that the sun that we see today is not the sun that we once knew. If there was a change in the color of the sun, certainly there would be signs, right? Here's what we know. On June 27, the ultraviolet index showed that in some places in the United States, the ultraviolet level went up to 13 on an index that tops out at 10. With high levels of ultraviolet C, cosmic rays also enter onto the scene, and at 5,000 Kelvin, they begin warming up the oceans. Enter mass extinction. As reported to you in an earlier video, there seems to be an ever-growing list of mass animal die-offs: dolphins, birds, fish, whales, porpoises, and even some mammals. Every day, the list of mass animal die-offs grow, not just in the US, but globally. Could this die-off be triggered from new radiation off of a new sun? A new sun caused by a shift in reality, a dimensional shift moving us into a different part of the universe that may not be 100% compatible with all the life forms on this planet. Could this new sun be expelling excessive amounts of ultraviolet radiation that is slowly heating up our oceans and dissolving our Arctic poles and creating massive die-offs of several different species of animals? Add to that the notion of Fukushima and the radiation impact on the Pacific. We may only be at the very tip of mass extinctions on this planet. On a strange side note, Dateline, March 2nd, 2018. Have you heard of the mysterious mass deaths involving 60 geese, ducks, and chickens, which had their hearts plucked out of their bodies? A farmer in Barrio Alto, Curitiba, found that his geese, ducks, and chickens had been killed in the middle of the night. No blood was found at the scene. Just 60 surgical cuts on 60 birds, removing only the heart, while nobody, not even his neighbors, heard anything, which was strange, because it was reported that the birds made a lot of noise when people were around. What do you think the cause of this anomaly is? Let me know in the comments below. I'm eager to read your thoughts on this segment. Topic 4, demonic soup. Demonic soup is our reoccurring segment that focuses on the emerging propagation of demonic products into the mainstream. A dark trend on this side of the Mandela Effect is demonic products. Every so often, a company pops up with a branding of 666 that's been around for 20, 30, 50, even 100 years, with very few people having a recollection of the product. Such is the case with 666 cold medicine, which has been around for over 100 years. Or how about the 2015 Hollywood film Krampus that flew completely under our radar? There certainly does not seem to be any shortage of demonic representation in the products being sold to U.S. consumers. Now, the dimension that I am from, people will be resisting and complaining about demonic-themed products. Here, they are not only endorsed, but widely embraced. People make claims like, there's wicked within, and even Google and CERN share very similar logos, both containing 666s. Because let's be honest here, 999s have no significant meanings. From the 666 cold medicine vault, not only has 666 cold medicine been around for over 100 years, there are now new products that are old products in this timeline. Such is the case with 666's Little Tubble Rub. Ever hear of it? Me neither. Have you ever heard of the 666 Pure Tasmanian Vodka from Austria? Well, it exists in several flavors, from autumn butter to St. Ali coffee. And how about that tasty ale, Trooper 666, the brew created by the band Iron Maiden featuring its mascot, Eddie. It was only a limited run, but it still existed. And did you know that the town of Reeves, Louisiana, once had the telephone area code of 666 all the way up until 2007? And of course, it would be fitting for the light bearer to have a lighting company named for him. If you know of any other 666 inspired companies or organizations, please let me know in the comment sections below. Topic 5, people with two brains. Epilepsy. Epilepsy is a disorder of the brain that causes seizures. According to the CDC, some people may have multiple types of seizures or other medical conditions in addition to epilepsy. These factors play a major role in determining both the severity of the person's condition and the impact it has on his or her life. About 1.2% of the total U.S. population has active epilepsy, which translates to about 3.4 million people with epilepsy nationwide, which is about 3 million adults and 470,000 children. Epileptic seizures can cause a person to collapse, shake, and become unaware of what's going on around them, and be severe, even life-threatening. One of the treatments that doctors can perform on a person suffering from epilepsy is a procedure which severs their corpus callosum, which stops the communication between both hemispheres of the brain, thus creating two separate brains. You heard me correctly. This procedure creates two separate brains in one living human. They still operate the body as one human, however, they become two separate people. Different likes, different associations, different beliefs in God. I yield to Villayanur Ramachandran, who describes experiments with split brain patients. This is something that I have never heard of, yet it exists.
And one group of patients we have studied is split brain patients or commissurotomy patients. These are people whose corpus callosum has been cut, and anterior commissure and massa intermedia whenever encountered. So essentially you're doing a karate chop right through the head and creating two human beings in one body, in one skull, two spheres of consciousness.
The thought is very perplexing, because if we are creatures that possess souls, at that point, do split brain patients have two souls? Which begs the question, do we all have the potential for having two souls? In this reality, our solar system has changed. Our anatomy has changed. Our religious texts is changed. Are our souls next able to be divided? Does this mean that we are a paradox unto ourselves? Pandora, friend. Pandora has a new name, and that is the Mandela Effect, and it is stranger than ever. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It has taken a lot of energy to make. As we embark on this journey together, you and I know that we are on the front lines to discovery. My goal is to grow this channel and to create our own community of those of us who are into the odd, the unknown, and most importantly, the Mandela Effect. But I can't do this alone. I need your help. In order to be recognized as a legitimate YouTube creator, this channel must obtain 1,000 subscribers. This can only be done if you help me spread the word. So I'm asking you kindly, please post this video on groups that you belong to and on your own pages as well. Be the first person in your group to debut something unique and different. So I'm asking you for a bit more than just a thumbs up. I'm asking you for your participation. If you actively help me grow, please let me know in the comments below. I want you to be in my golden inner circle so you can be notified for special releases, events, and newsworthy alerts. Until then, thank you. It is an honor to count you amongst the believers of what we do here at Paranoid Skeptic. If you believe in this video, share it. If this content resonates with you, please subscribe. If you want alerts for when new videos are released, hit the alert bell and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave your own theories on today's video in the comments below. More communication on this subject and other important phenomena will be forthcoming in future videos. End communication.